1300 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The foreign minister is in China to lead the Pakistan delegation at the bilateral talks on wide-ranging issues and cooperation in diverse fields. Polling for the Azad Jammu and Kashmir Legislative Assembly elections will be held tomorrow. The Indian troops in their fresh act of state terrorism have martyred two more Kashmiri youths in Bandipora district of the illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The US-based Committee to Protect Journalists has condemned the intimidation of media in India and urged New Delhi to revive the press freedom. And now the news in detail. The Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi is in China to lead the Pakistan delegation at the bilateral talks to be held in Chengdu city of Sichuan province. During the talks, matters relating to bilateral relations, cooperation in diverse areas, progress on China-Pakistan economic corridor projects and promotion of cooperation in the fields of defense and security will be discussed. Other issues of mutual interest, including regional situation, will also be discussed. After the delegation-level talks, the foreign minister and his Chinese counterpart will hold a joint press conference. The Interior Minister Sheikh Rashid Ahmed says mega projects like the Amir Pasha and Dasu dams will change the fate of Pakistan. Addressing a gathering in Rawalpindi, he said around 5,000 megawatt cheap electricity will be available after completion of these projects. Sheikh Rashid Ahmed said China is Pakistan's old friend and we have strong bilateral relationship. He said Prime Minister Imran Khan wants to take the country forward with an open foreign policy. He said Imran Khan has raised voice for the oppressed Kashmiris at all international fora. The Minister for Information and Broadcasting Chaudhry Fawad Hussain says sending Nawaz Sharif out of Pakistan was dangerous because such people become helpful in international conspiracies. In a tweet today, he said Nawaz Sharif's meeting with Raw's biggest ally in Afghanistan, Hamdullah Mohib, is an example of such action. Polling for the Azad Jammu and Kashmir Legislative Assembly elections will be held tomorrow. Our Muzaffarabad correspondent Badshah Khan reports that the polling process will begin at 0800 hours and continue till 1700 hours without any break. The Azad Jammu and Kashmir Election Commission has finalized all arrangements to hold the elections in a free, fair and transparent manner. A total of 587 candidates are contesting the elections in 33 constituencies of Azad Kashmir districts and 121 candidates on 12 constituencies of Jammu and Kashmir refugees settled in Pakistan. More than 3.2 million registered voters are eligible to exercise their right of franchise. 5,118 polling stations have been set up in all the three divisions, including Muzaffarabad, Poonch and Mirpur, out of which 830 polling stations have been declared very sensitive, while 1,269 as sensitive. The Indian troops in their fresh act of state terrorism have martyred two more Kashmiri youths in Bandipora district of the illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The youth were martyred during a violent cordon search operation in Sumlar area of the district. The Indian forces blocked all the entry and exit points of the area. Meanwhile, an Indian trooper was killed in a mine blast along the line of control in Mankot sector of the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir's Poonch district. The US-based Committee to Protect Journalists has condemned the intimidation of media in India. The media body urged the Indian government to revive the press freedom and allow journalists to report freely on matters of public interest. It condemned the raids on India's prominent media group, Dainik Bhaskar, and television channel Bharat Samachar by the Income Tax Department and urged New Delhi to drop the investigations aimed at intimidating news outlets critical of the government. The United States says it will remain engaged diplomatically in support of a durable and just political settlement in Afghanistan. In a statement, White House said during a phone call with the Afghan President Ashraf Ghani, the American President Joe Biden reaffirmed his country's support for Afghanistan. The statement said both the sides agreed that Taliban's current offensive is in direct contradiction to their claim to support a negotiated settlement of the conflict. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.